the top mistakes the buyer making in today's market? Also, how does a local real estate market look in greater Atlanta area? Let's look at the inventory, pricing, and timing.
Plus, what are the spooky sounds that homeowners should be watching out for this time of year? So this is the Maximum One market update. My name's Alan Richardson with Maximum One.
And my name's Ming Richardson with Maximum One Team.
Yeah. And so we want to start off talking about what are the top mistakes that we're seeing home buyers making in today's market. Probably the biggest one that we see are folks who are trying to time the market. I get, and we completely understand that everyone wants to buy low and sell high. However, you're really missing out on so much in the market. The folks who do really good inside real estate markets are ones that stay in the market. Property values have appreciated at 4.4% a year for the last 50 plus years. If you get out any time during that, you're going to miss out on that. And we don't see any signs of the market really changing on there.
And are you buying more house than you can afford? Well,
I mean, like that's the one that we got to be careful here. And so how do you avoid buying more house than you can afford? Talking to your lender early
absolutely.
on. And so we are huge fans of the Wildfire Mortgage team, Sharon Thompson, but having that relationship with a lender who can say, this is what your payments are. We as in the real estate world, we don't want to make you house poor. And sometimes
not.
Folks won't get all the information they need right up front. That's why having such a trusted lending professional who can truly tell you this is how much it's going to be, because folks today are not buying based on the price of their home. They're buying on how much payment they can afford.
Affordability.
Yeah.
And also, are you missing out on assistance program? There are some assistance program out there that you as a buyer may not know and therefore think you can't afford it. This is the importance in talking to a lender and understand what is it they have available, and understand with any assistance program, there's always a caveat.
Yeah.
So make sure that the lender can explain that to you so you know how to move and how, and they should be the one to help you maneuver based on your needs, your financial position, and your wants.
Yeah. So, the other thing that we see where buyers really make poor decisions is in choosing the right agent. And trying to really go through it without the agent is
very
so
stressful. And I don't say that just because we're in the industry.
Yeah.
I say that because based on the survey, 91% says that it would have been really stressful if they did not have an agent that guided them along.
Yeah. That same survey, buyers and sellers both said that a real estate agent or broker is essential. And so having that trusted advisor to walk you through the transaction,
it's worth it because this is your biggest investment.
Yeah.
So why would you want to go into it blindfolded?
Yeah. So there's a recent study done by Redfin where they went out and they basically polled all these homeowners, renters, and then based on age, demographics, that kind of stuff. And what they found out is that young homeowners
Absolutely.
are much more likely than renters to say that they're financially better off. This is one of those things that is so important. Like wealth in the United States is tied up in home ownership, and if you're renting, you're paying that whoever's renting that to you, you're paying your landlord's rent. Plus, you're making them profit, and plus you're helping them build equity.
Think about that's 100% interest.
Yeah.
There is no equity you're building.
Yeah, I mean the average net worth for a renter is somewhere around $10,000, whereas the average net worth for a homeowner is around $300,000. So you can choose to be in one or the other. We aren't saying, look, it's easy to be a first time buyer, that you don't have to save and be diligent about your finances. You absolutely do. But that's where wealth in the United States comes from.
But if you think about it, if you were to rent versus own, you know exactly what your monthly mortgage payment is. With rent, it does go up year after year after year.
Yeah.
So, there's a stability in home ownership.
Yeah. And just here in Georgia, if you look at how much property values have appreciated over the last 4 years in Georgia, it's almost 58%. I mean, now it's not that much every single year,
No, we
but
had a pandemic that hit, and
yeah,
it basically quadruple what a normal rate of
yeah.
home value is.
Let's start with what is happening in our local market though,
Absolutely.
because right now we're seeing overall where property values are appreciating at around 5% right now. So we're seeing about 5% property value appreciation.
Year over year.
Yeah. Now, a buyer may say, well, why would I want to buy when properties are getting more expensive? Because it's not going to change, right? Who wants to buy a house and think and feel like it's going to be less or worth less money next week?
Well, a lot of us, because we have parents that tell us, oh my gosh, you should see what happened back in 2007, 2008. Well, since then, understand the policy for lending
Very,
institution
very
has
different.
changed. No longer just because you got a name and Social Security you can get a loan. It's now they do a more stringent underwriting to ensure that you're a good creditor to lend a mortgage to. So it's no longer that same issue anymore in a lending process.
So now new listings of homes are up about 3%. And that's year over year. That's really good news, especially for first time buyers and buyers in general right now.
Absolutely.
We have more listings coming on the market this year than we had this time last year. Overall, total inventory is up about 15 to 20% here in Georgia.
As of today.
And that's year over year. But please don't think that like because we have rising inventory, some folks, well, we must be waiting to see more. We ought to be seeing, supply versus demand. We've got a lot more supply, so demand and so prices should drop. The problem is if you look at what our total inventory is now compared to pre-COVID, before COVID, right now here in the state of Georgia, we still have 37% less homes for sale than we did the same time in before COVID hit.
Correct.
So just based on supply versus demand, we don't see any way that prices are really going to drop, that kind of stuff. But we are glad to see inventory that is improving. So the market is heading more into balance right now. We're sitting on about 4 months of standing inventory.
Excuse me.
We need 6 months of standing inventory to have a balanced market. Just means the number of buyers, the number of sellers match up.
And also that balance is depending on the price point too. So at a higher price point, that may not be true.
Yeah. So about a third of our sales are of properties are under contract within 2 weeks. And the reason we want to highlight that is good properties priced right in good areas. Guess what?
They sell within 2 weeks.
They sell quickly, and so the idea of like Ming, one of Ming's favorite lines I have is when you find that house that's right for you, you say, we're just gonna we're gonna sleep on it. We're gonna sleep on it.
Well, if you sleep on it, you may not sleep in it.
Yeah.
So you might miss an opportunity.
So we're never ones who are like, look, we need to push you. You should be uncomfortable. We don't mean
at the
that
end of the
at
day,
all.
If this is a house that you really, really like, and don't wait on it, because when you wait, you may not get the same opportunity again.
Yeah, I mean, we're just seeing where the good properties go fast out there, kind of thing. And so, still, even though we have rising inventory, a quarter of our homes are sold above list price now. And so, those are the properties that come out, and you look at it, you're like, wow, that's a great deal.
Well, the seller not being unreasonable in their value. There are still some seller that thinks their value is way worth more than what the comparable around the area is.
So, this time of year, we kind of wanted to touch on what are some of the spooky home sounds that homeowners should not ignore, right? Because a lot of times, especially for first-time buyers who just get into a home, they don't really understand. And so, like if you hear whistling
noises, it means you got dap or gaps in the window or door. Please fix those. Those trim pieces are very inexpensive, but it'll make
a big impact in your
feel a little more secure.
Well, not just secure, but also your utility bill is going to go through. Scratching and squeaking.
You may have pests. Maybe squirrels in the attic, bats and what have you. So
creepy crawlies. None of which are good for homes,
correct.
Right?
Or in the basement.
Yeah. buzzing or humming, that kind of stuff, you have
You may
some
have
sort of electric.
electrical
This is
issues.
a safety thing. Be very careful with that. You know,
Okay.
drips.
Plumbing, y'all.
Yeah, watch out.
Those little drip may seem
Yeah.
harmless, but it can create a bigger problem. So fix those items when it starts versus waiting until when it
Water is
becomes
terrible for a house. I know we have water. We need water, but we have to control the water.
correct.
Yeah, creaking, popping, those kind of sounds. Some of it's going to be seasonal, right? But if it keeps up, that kind of stuff, if it goes from settling to like serious shifting,
That's
you
a
got
huge
foundation problems
issue.
you got to watch
Right.
out for. And then like banging, clanging. Most of the time we see that with like air inside the pipes, those kind of things, air
hmm
hammers, and it can damage your pipes over time. So
Please, anytime, reach out to our team if we can be any assistance with your home buying or selling process. We would love to help you.
thanks, guys.
Have a great day.